This room looks a bit suspicious to us, and Max says it smells really weird.
This is a spa that offers special services. Apparently this is a local elementary school. In the middle of the school there's a temple. Look. I've never seen anything like this before. We've arrived at our next stop, which is an amusement park or a Chinese Six Flags. But this one is called the Hainan Ocean Paradise.
Ha ha ha! That must have been the most epic show I've ever seen in my life.
You know what I'd say? One of the most creative and original shows I've ever seen in my life. That's for sure, no doubt.
But having mermaids swimming with sharks and little fish and all that is just crazy. Good morning and welcome to another day riding around the largest island in mainland China by bicycle. Today we woke up in a small hotel that can't be found on most platforms for foreigners. But it turned out to be much cheaper, especially considering that we are in a place that is very well known for its premium beaches and luxury hotels. And the thing is, around us the average room per night is between 600 and 1000 yuan, while here it costs us 180. For practically an apartment with 2 rooms and a pretty big bathroom. But anyway, so far we've traveled 569 kilometers and we're almost halfway there. In fact, we're planning to reach Sanya, which is the halfway point tomorrow. But what's the plan for today anyway?
Today we're going to try to cover another 50 kilometers, but halfway through we're going to stop at one of the most interesting places on the whole route. It's called Ocean Paradise and it's a theme park based on marine life. It has an amusement park, hotels, an oceanarium, a penguin exhibit, polar bears, and aquatic animal shows. And everything you can imagine spread over 45 hectares.
Alright, see you at the shrimp roller coaster. Let's do this. Well, today we got another rainy day, but it's the perfect weather for my mood. Because if you didn't see the previous episode, our hearts were broken in a terrible way. That had never happened to me before. In the middle of the road, we found a little dog that started following us. He was our buddy for several kilometers. We gave him food, we gave him a name. And just when he had convinced us to take him with us, to adopt him, to build him a little house on one of our bikes, he abandoned us, the son of a... And honestly, to this day, I'm still mourning. I had gotten really excited. I always wanted a dog. But anyway, I already said all that in the previous video. So it's not worth crying over lost things anymore. It's amazing that on this island, you pass by different orchards and plantations. Right in front of the plantations, they often sell the products. Like back there, they sold tomatoes, and right here are the tomato plants. So you know you're buying the freshest things possible. And the same thing happens at the fish markets. Many times they have them right by the sea. And you know you're buying the freshest the market can offer. Here is the watermelon man.
早上好.
If you've been watching the series, you've probably already seen the luxurious houses in rural China, but they still surprise me, because they're 3-story, 4-story houses. And if it's the same case as Kaiping, they're probably also getting bigger and bigger out of a sense of competition with the neighbors, right? Maybe as a way to show who's been successful and who hasn't, and that's why they keep adding floors or making them even more impressive. And if you didn't see the first episode of this series, we stopped at a place called Kaiping, where the Chinese who returned from abroad basically built castles and fortresses. They started as a way to protect their wealth, but eventually it turned into a competition to see who could build the biggest one. Maybe something similar is happening here because these are huge houses. This appears to be a local elementary school. Let's see if they kick me out. They'll probably kick me out as soon as they see me. But I wanted to show you what an elementary school is like in this part of China, since we're pretty deep into the island. The kids are on vacation now, that's probably why no one stopped me. But this is the local elementary school, which I really liked because it has a temple. Look, there's a temple in the middle of the school. I've never seen this before. In Mexico, there are many Catholic schools that usually have their own mass and all that, but aside from big universities like Ibero or Anahuac, I hadn't seen a school with its own church. Let's go in to see the temple and hope they don't kick us out. Right at the entrance, we can see they have their few symbols here, which is the symbol of abundance. All the doors have it, and there's incense. Can I go in and take a look? Yes. Is this a school? It's a school. So kids around 10 years old come here. How old? 10, 12, 13 years old, 10, 12, 13 years old. And here is the temple. Yes, the school temple, right? It's not the temple it's the school temple, right here. Oh, I haven't been here in a while. I understand that there are many students who come here to pray for their studies, especially before taking the university entrance exam, which is called Gaokao. They come and ask for good results. And here they place their incense. People come here and ask for incense. They bow to the 4 cardinal directions and they place it here. And of course, they have their mandarin tree with red envelopes. The mandarins here represent abundance, wealth, and good fortune. Here it says that is come without eye, if you were to put it, which literally translates as, this, the star of culture, has wisdom to generously support the students. An auspicious message that is usually found in temples or places dedicated to education. Wengxing refers to the star of literature or to the god Wen Changwang, who is a deity that protects students, scholars, and writers. So this is a temple especially dedicated to education. That's why they have it in the middle of the school. How interesting. Another thing that really catches my attention in this school is that there are several signs asking students to speak in Mandarin Chinese, which is standard Chinese. Here in Hainan province, people speak something known as Hainanese. So the schools remind them that they have to use Putonghua, which is Mandarin Chinese. I wanted you to know that because it's very interesting, especially since the Hainan dialect is very different from Mandarin. And for the children, it's like learning a completely different language. Just imagine, in China, it's usually the grandmothers who raise the children. Many grandmothers here can't speak Mandarin, so children grow up with their dialect as their first language. When they start school, they must learn Mandarin too.
I'm almost at the entrance of the park. Max went ahead to ask if it's open or not, because all of this next to us is exactly the theme park we told you about this morning, and I don't hear a single sound. It's as if it were abandoned, silent, closed. Let's get closer to see what's going on. Well, from what I'm seeing, it looks like the park is actually open. Now I am hearing more sounds. Max went to ask about the tickets. The fact that it's almost empty could be really good or it could be really bad. Let's see how it goes. Wow, look at this place.
We've arrived at our next stop, which is an amusement park or a Chinese Six Flags, but this one is called the Hainan Ocean Paradise. And I already saw that they do have some interesting attractions. From over there, you can see a pretty big roller coaster. They also have something like a Kilauea, which is the one that goes up and down. There's even a water park, but I think it's closed.
And I think that's what I was seeing in the distance, where there wasn't a single soul moving, and I was wondering, could it be closed? But it finally seems like it is.
What an interesting concept, because they have both the water park and the amusement park.
Here we have the ticket machines where the Chinese would normally buy their tickets. Since we have to hand over our passports and they have to register us with that document, I don't think we could do it here. They, with their regular ID, can do it. I was also very curious because they just told us that there are like 2 parks, I think. You can buy different ticket options. One of them includes the park we're going to enter. And the water park next door is paid separately. Here are our tickets already. You can keep them as a souvenir because they're really pretty. And they cost us 298 yuan per person. It's not the cheapest amusement park ticket I've paid for here in China, but it's still not as expensive as Disney, which can cost up to 490 yuan. If you've been on the channel for a while, you'll know that we visited a lot of parks all around the country. It's one of the ways the Chinese government is trying to bring people to new destinations. In this case, this park was built to help balance tourism on Hainan Island, since it's usually concentrated in cities like Sanya, Huanan, or Haikou. While there are hundreds of kilometers of coastline that aren't being used, they could help keep people from leaving that area. This is what we found right after scanning our tickets. So what do you think, Mitzi?
I like it. It feels very unique. I've never seen an amusement park like this before. I really like it because it combines Chinese culture. Look at the Chinese New Year decorations with marine life. It's really beautiful. And also with the excitement and adrenaline of a well-made amusement park.
Of course, it has to be well-made because building this park we're going to explore today involved a multi-million-dollar investment.
I wonder if all cyclists really make every stop like we do, as if it were a battle. We have to get on the boat, so we get on and cross over to the island. Into the amusement park we go. We're making each and every stop so you can see and know what to expect, know how much it costs, and know whether it's worth it or not. And if you're finding this useful, it would help us a lot to keep doing this if you subscribe, like, or share the video. I really try not to ask for it too much, but it helps us to keep making this content. That being said, let's get on a roller coaster.
All these attractions are, as I already mentioned, inspired by marine life. So many of them are shaped like shells, and the auditoriums as well. Honestly, it already looked amazing on the internet. I can't wait to go on all these rides. One of the advantages of coming to a Chinese park is that you find things like this. A Christmas tree, but decorated only with Chinese New Year ornaments.
Ah, that's right. It's February 28th and the Christmas decorations with symbols of wealth are still here, just as they should be. That's funny. In other countries, they would be the guardians of the galaxy, but here they are the guardians of the ocean. And look at this installation with a fish head.
Like a fish-shaped transformer.
Hey, there's no one here, no lines. Every time we've gone to an amusement park, they're empty. How?
Lucky.
Just a few days ago, the Chinese New Year holidays ended, so that might have had an influence, but I don't know, the beaches were crowded. Maybe Chinese people don't like adrenaline.
Well, it looks like they're going to put us in a little cart and we have these guns.
Ah, that's going to be like the Buzz Lightyear ride at Disney, I think. Thanks for watching the video.
Oh, Jimmy!
I think my glasses aren't that good. Ah, you can shoot now. Shoot. Shoot.
Shoot the monsters!
For no apparent reason, shoot the fish. Poor dolphins. We're washing them. We have to clean them.
Oh, sharks. We won, Mitzi. How would you rate this first one? Cleaning the fish was really cool, but I think we need a little more adrenaline. It's cool that in this park, the sections are named after different marine ecosystems. For example, this one is called the Stingray Reef. And here you can come to see different species of fish and also, of course, stingrays. Oh, look, wow, they're huge.
Weren't these the ones who killed the Animal Planet guy?
I think they're a different kind, right? Another species. Oh, no way.
Yeah, look, they cut off the tip. Ah.
They don't have a stinger. Fun fact, manta rays in Chinese are called, oh wow, the devil fish.
The devil's fish.
That's it. I see. In each aquarium, they have different species. This is the Dasyati sakahe, or that's what it's called. This one here is different. It's called Tenura mayeni, and it has little spots. This little boy was trying to feed it. The stingray passed by. He let go of the little fish, and it didn't eat anything. But the good thing is that if you see, they're feeding them fish. So, it's a natural diet, in theory.
How beautiful, it looks like a bat.
Yes, they're amazing. What are they doing? They're waving hello.
He's trying to climb up the rock. What is he doing? How beautiful, they look like water kites.
I wasn't expecting this level of intensity in an amusement park that looks like it's for little kids.
Especially because it's not that tall. But the start was so sudden and so strong that I felt like my heart dropped to the floor. I didn't know what to film anymore, whether to point the camera ahead or at us.
What rating would you give it?
It was really good.
10, but I don't dare to get on again, no.
I do, I want to get on again.
Let's go into this one instead, which is the Polar Expedition. Let's see what it has to offer. Expedition. We went in thinking we were going to find a place full of snow, and it's true because all of this is like an Arctic village. But they also welcomed us with a very beautiful show.
They have beluga dragons.
Oh wow, it's an aquarium.
I think here are the pines or something. Sea lion, look.
Incredible. Look how cool.
Oh, look, what do I see? Look, I see it.
How playful they are. There it goes towards you. Here.
Buddy!
Oh, how cool. Penguins, look at them. Goodbye.
Escobalski? Oh.
How cool. We went up to the second floor of this penguin area, and here, well, there's a place where the penguins can come out to the surface. And you can pay for the experience of going in to feed the penguins. Max is fascinated.
He had never seen a penguin so close before. Until now, my favorite animals were camels. I think now they're camels and penguins.
Now, the million-dollar question, Mitzi, how much do you think it costs to stand there for 2 or 3 minutes to feed penguins? The lowest rate.
If it's the package, 2 or 3 minutes.
How much do you think?
600 win.
Yes.
Really?
598 yuan to stand and feed the penguins. That means these 3 people here each paid almost 600 yen to feed the penguins.
Let's see. Where else can you see penguins? Keeping them is expensive. Maintaining their ecosystem and feeding them isn't easy.
We just saw a sign that says they have a polar bear here, and Max says it's impossible. Well, it's definitely here.
You can feed the polar bears.
Look, 200 yen, it's cheaper.
That's crazy. They have a polar bear. I've never seen one before.
Look, it's chubby. Max is very curious, so whenever we visit these places, when something in particular interests him, he comes up with a lot of questions, really interesting ones. Something I was wondering is how long polar bears can swim, and it turns out quite a lot. In fact, the Spanish term for polar bear literally means bear of the sea. According to what I found, they can swim for many hours straight. There have been recorded swimming sessions of up to 9 hours and continuous journeys of up to 100 kilometers in a single day. 100 kilometers in a day swimming, Mitzi, what do you think? And we still can't do 100 kilometers on a bicycle. In the case of the penguins we saw earlier, Max had questions about whether they drink salt water and also how long they can stay underwater diving. And it turns out that it depends on the species of penguin, but Antarctic penguins can have diving sessions of 5 to 20 minutes. They rarely drown unless they are sick, get tangled in a plastic net or something similar, or are caught by a predator. It's very rare for them to drown. And although I think they prefer fresh water, they can drink salt water since their bodies have a desalination system that expels the high levels of salt from their blood. We're taking them on a ride called Wisteria now.
Oh!
Ah, it's one of those squeaky ones. Oh! Ah! Yes, this makes me dizzy, but it's fine.
How's it going? How's it going?
Max and I were really excited to rent one of these little cars, especially because they have a Nemo one, but it turns out they cost 120 yuan per hour. You also have to keep in mind that we're in an amusement park, right? Max and I got on one of those little cars for 10 yuan an hour. But anyway, now we're going to get on this roller coaster over here, which seems to be the biggest and wildest ride in the park.
In an amusement park in another country, this ride would be packed. But here, there's no one. I'm surprised they still sell you the VIP pass. If it doesn't fill up during the season, I don't know when it will.
Look, I think this ride should be filled with water. Originally, it was a really good idea, but apparently it didn't work out well.
But look, there's no one here. We're the only people on this ride.
Well, I think we were wrong. We said it was empty, but it's not. There are 5 of us. No, Mom, what's up with the rides at this park?
Say hello.
Hello?
Let's see. Oh my god, oh my god. It was epic. Also, I made friends.
Let's go see one of the shows they have in this park, because we just found out about the schedule and they have a lot. Look at all this. They are shows with set times and different stages. Let's see what we get right now because we have no idea what it is. Don't tell me that's in the show we're about to see. I think it's in a diving tank and there are mermaids inside. What is that? Oh. Wow, look at this place. Yo. We have to go through all of this to see the show. That must have been the most epic show I've ever seen in my life.
This country has already gotten me used to things that are just too epic, but this one was really impressive. You know what I'd say? One of the most creative and original I've ever seen in my life. That's for sure, no doubt. I had never imagined a show where they included an entire aquarium and the fish were part of the performance. I had seen dolphin shows before, but having mermaids swimming with sharks and little fish, what a crazy thing.
We're about to see a dolphin show and I find it really interesting. I don't know if this is the case in all parks that have these kinds of shows, but before the show, they show you a screen about where the dolphin comes from and all the care they give to the animals they have here. Organizations that are in charge of monitoring the health of these animals. I don't know how it ended up at the beginning of this dolphin show. Some kind of dance that's supposed to look Mexican. Oh!
They're Russians dancing something that looks like a Mexican dance.
It's like they're trying to make it look like the Mexican hat dance, something like that. They just kept playing with the ball by themselves. How cute! Oh, look, now they're taking them to that section, and if you want to hang out with them, you have to pay.
If you have money, you can go hang out.
We're back on the bikes, ready to go. What did you think of the park, Mitzi?
I wasn't expecting such creative shows like the mermaid one, which really impressed me. And honestly, I have to say it's totally worth it just for that and the dolphin show. And I hadn't been to a place with dolphin shows, mermaids, and roller coasters.
Mermaids, and I hadn't been to a place where you had shows, I don't know, but it totally exceeded my expectations. We only have 85 kilometers left to get to Sanya. Let's see how much we can get done today before it gets dark.
I can't believe that today we were at a mermaid show on a roller coaster and we saw a parade of Russians dancing Mexican dances. We still have about 20 or 30 kilometers left to go, depending on how much sunlight we get. It's 5:44, we have about an hour of daylight left. Goodbye, Ocean World, I'll never forget you. Starting off calmly with a gentle climb, we're back on the roller coaster of cycling. Here we go, downhill.
Hey, para.
We've gone 6 kilometers and lost a tire again. And once again, the rear one, which has been giving us a lot of trouble. 600 kilometers, we're doing well. And today we've already covered 30.1 in an hour and 49 minutes, and that's even with stopping to check out the park.
We just arrived at the place where we're going to spend the night today, and we have a very special experience for you.
They already gave me my pajamas. We're going to sleep in a massage place that looks pretty shady.
In China, they have these body care centers where you can go spend the night, and sometimes they bring you snacks and drinks. And it's a place specialized in massages and different therapies. They come in all sizes. This one isn't that big, but this is where we're going to sleep. In fact, let me show you the room where they told us we could take a shower. Ta-da! Now this room looks a little suspicious to us. And Max says it smells really weird. Well, who knows what kind of place we're staying in, but we're about to find out. Because one characteristic of fake massage parlors or spas is that their massages are really bad, so if this one is bad, then everything will be confirmed.
Now it's absolutely clear to us that this is a spa that offers special services.
I went to the storage room because I wanted to grab some sandals to put on. And what I found was exactly the opposite of sandals. They were literally high heels. And I said, well, why would they need high heels in a massage place or a spa? Well, now you see. But anyway, this is the room where they're going to give us the massages and where I think we're going to sleep today. And well, this is actually pretty common in China. A lot of these, like sofas where they give you massages, can easily turn into little beds. Many times they have a TV here, then they bring you snacks and everything. It's a really cool service.
Today has been one of the most interesting and curious days of the whole series. And not just because we saw dolphins, rode a roller coaster, and traveled more than 40 kilometers through wonderful landscapes, but because today we ended up sleeping in a spa that isn't necessarily what it seems.
And well, here in this hotel that isn't really a hotel, one of the most curious and fun days we've had in this series comes to an end. We're going to rest, but this is only going to get more interesting because in a few days we're going to reach the least developed area of the island. And we have no idea what we're going to find. Until next time, Zaijian.